जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा बनचारी। यमुना तीरा बनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा बनचारी। यमुना तीरा बनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरण भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। नाम आचार्य श्रीदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। समावेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So very fortunate today. We have a very special devotee with us. This is Rupanuga Pr. Just to give a very short introduction of Prabhu. Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj. And by profession also he is a professor and the holder of many degrees from USA, especially his PhD from Drexel University, Philadelphia. He completed his PhD in 1996 and currently serving as the co-president of Iskcon Lebanon since 2008. He is also the president of GBC College since its inception in 2015 and he is very affectionate to Ujjain devotees and his Gurmat also love him very much. So, भले हम कितने बड़े लीडर हों, कितने लोगों ने लेक्चर दिए हैं, लेकिन जीबीसी कॉलेज में लोगों के अंदर तो सुनना ही पड़ेगा. So let us welcome Prabhu by very loudly chanting 3 times. हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन एफएफ पे होगा, उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी आपको बता दी जाएगी शायद 08 और जो लाइव सुनना चाहते हैं पीछे.
Can I get 4th canto, chapter 16? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we'll be reading from Canto 4, Chapter 16, Text 1. The chapter is titled Praise of King Prithu by the Professional Reciters. Text 1. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Bruvanam Nripatim Gayaka Munichoditaha Tushtuvus Manasas Tadvag Amrita Sevaya. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Bruvanam Nripatim Gayaka Munichoditaha Tushtuvus Manasas Tadvag Amrita Sevaya. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Bruvanam Nripatim Gayaka Munichoditaha Tushtuvus Manasas Tadvag Amrita Sevaya. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Bruvanam Nripatim Gayaka Munichoditaha Tushtuvus Manasas Tadvag Amrita Sevaya. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Bruvanam Nripatim Gayaka Munichoditaha Tushtuvus Manasas Tadvag Amrita Sevaya. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Bruvanam Nripatim Gayaka Munichoditaha Tushtuvus Manasas Tadvag Amrita Sevaya. Mataji's. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Bruvanam Nripatim Gayaka Munichoditaha तुष्टुवुस्तुष्टुमनसस् तद्भागमृतसेवया. Maitreya Uvacha. The great sage Maitreya said, Iti, thus, Bruvanam, speaking, Nripatim, the king, Gayakaha, the reciters, Muni, by the sages, Choditaha, having been instructed, Tushtuvuhu, praised, satisfied, Tushta, being pleased, Manasaha, their minds, Tat, his, Vak, words, Amrita, nectarian, Sevaya, by hearing. Translation by His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, while King Prithu thus spoke, the humility of his nectarian speeches pleased the reciters very much. Then again they continued to praise the king highly with exalted prayers as they had been instructed by the great sages. Purport. Here the word Munichoditaha indicates instructions received from great sages and saintly persons. Although Maharaj Prithu was simply enthroned on the royal seat and was not at that time exhibiting his godly powers, the reciters like the Sutta, the Magadha, and the Vandi understood that King Prithu was an incarnation of God. They could understand this by the instructions given by the great sages and learned Brahmanas. We have to understand the incarnations of God by the instructions of authorized persons. We cannot manufacture a God by our own concoctions. As stated by Narottam Das Thakur, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, one has to test all spiritual matters according to the instructions of saintly persons, scriptures, and the spiritual master. The spiritual master is one who follows the instructions of his predecessors, namely the sadhus or saintly persons. A bona fide spiritual master does not mention anything not mentioned in the authorized scriptures. Ordinary people have to follow the instructions of sadhu, shastra, and guru. Those statements made in the Shastras and those made by the bona fide sadhu or guru cannot differ from one another. Reciters like the Sutta and the Magadha were confidentially aware that King Prithu was an incarnation of the personality of Godhead. Although the king denied such praise because he was not at that time exhibiting his godly qualities, the reciters did not stop praising him. Rather, they were very pleased with the king, who, although actually an incarnation of God, was so humble and delightful in his dealings with devotees. In this connection, we may note that previously, 4:15:21, it was mentioned that King Prithu was smiling and was in a pleasant mood while speaking to the reciters. Thus, we have to learn from the Lord or His incarnation how to become gentle and humble. The king's behavior was very pleasing to the reciters, and consequently, the reciters continued their praise and even foretold the king's future activities as they had been instructed by the sadhus and sages. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधाकांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पांगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं Hare Krishna. It's an honor to be here among all of you, especially in this holy dham, Ujjain. That was established by our dear His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj with a lot of hard work, and he put his soul into this whole project. And the results are apparent, evident from what all of you are doing here in this great holy dham, now led by His Holiness Bhakti Prem Maharaj and other senior Vaishnavas. It would be appropriate if they were sitting here and I was sitting on the other side listening from them. But as a matter of duty, I am here in front of you, sitting on this asan. So please tolerate me and forgive my offenses. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj was a founding trustee of the GBC College. So this class, as you heard this morning, we have the GBC College residential training program going on here in Ujjain. So this class is geared towards leaders of Iskcon. So for that reason, I chose a particular canto, a chapter, and a verse. Again, this is as per the curriculum, so to say, of the GBC College. So if it is out of turn for the regular devotees who come here to hear Bhagavatam, please forgive me for this detour. So His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj in 2015, with other trustees of the college, founded this college. And he was very supportive. As you all know, whatever Maharaj did, he always gave his best. GBC College now has been functioning for over 8 years, and we have expanded to various continents. And for as long as Maharaj was here on this planet Earth, he would go to any location wherever we requested him to go. Maharaj was a big supporter of the college. His Holiness Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj, the 3 current presidents of the temple, they are all students of the GBC College, and many others who are part of Ujjain. So we are grateful to Maharaj for starting that college. And today, I can only imagine that Maharaj is very pleased to see all of you and the GBC college here in Ujjain. Hare Krishna. So in this verse that we just read, Iti Bruvanam Nripatim Gayaka Muni Choditaha Tushtuvus Tushta Manasas Tadvag Amrita Sevaya. The translation is, the great sage Maitreya continued, while King Prithu thus spoke, the humility of his nectarian speeches pleased the reciters very much. Then again they continued to praise the king highly with exalted prayers as they had been instructed by the great sages. So just the context here, King Prithu and Mother Archi, they both came from the body of Vena. And before they came, Bahuka appeared. And Bahuka basically took the negativity out of Vena. And then came Mother Archi and King Prithu, Prithu Maharaj and Mother Archi. So it is written in Srimad Bhagavatam in earlier chapters, 14, that King Prithu was a Shaktya Vesh avatar. He was an empowered incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so was Mother Archi, an empowered incarnation of Goddess of Fortune, Mother Lakshmi. So with such, so as you know, the opulences of God, and Prabhupada translates that King Prithu was the plenary partial expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, plenary, as we know, plenary means complete, but then there is partial. So, what is complete and what is partial? So, King Prithu had all the qualities of God, but he had in smaller quantity than the God himself. But still, he had all of those qualities, all of those opulences. So, with all of those opulences, he appeared on this earth, and he was, as you know, an ideal leader. So, he was coronated when he was crowned as king. These professional reciters, they started singing his glories. And King Prithu did not like the praise. He says, I have not done anything yet. I have simply been coronated. I have not performed, and you are already glorifying me. But as we read here, that despite his saying this, the reciters still continued to praise the king. Now, so that's the context of where we are at in Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the relevance of this to GBC College and to all of us? Those who come to GBC College, they are already they are in very powerful, respectable positions. They are already serving as, sometimes as the GBCs themselves. We have had GBCs come to GBC College as students. And regional secretaries, temple presidents, various project leaders. So you already have these various opulences and you're already serving the movement. And then you still have this humility to come to college and learn more. So likewise, King Prithu was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet, when he was coronated, he accepted various gifts that were given to him by starting with Lord Brahma himself. Lord Brahma gave him Mother Saraswati, gifted him. Lord Shiva gifted him. Mother Durga gifted him. And he received not only these weapons and instruments that he will use, or the powers that he will use to rule, but he was also gifted with various arts of performing his duty, arts of dealing with other devotees. So he was given basically a wide variety of weapons, tools, instruments, and arts that were necessary for him to carry out his duty. So, likewise, at the GBC College, it is the attempt, it is the sincere desire of the trustees and administrators and staff of the GBC College to provide you with all these different tools and techniques that are available out there that will help you perform your job more effectively, that will help you perform your service more effectively. Sometimes some devotees criticize that these tools that are given at the GBC college, they are corporate tools. They are used in the material world. Now, this temple was built by who? Dear Gaur Prabhu? Were they all devotee workers who built this temple? Where did the machines come from? Did Iskcon make those machines, the cranes? No, right? So we used various cranes and machines that might have built some other places that are not places of worship. They may be those places where you don't even want to go. But the same machine might have been used here to build this temple. So it's not the instrument that's bad in itself. It's not a tool or a technique that's bad in itself. It is the purpose for which it is used that may be. So we can use our discernment, our discretion to determine how to utilize a particular tool in Krishna's service, in our Guru's service. So from this purport, now let's look at from the purport and the text, let's look at some significant points that are made here. श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय, श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा की जय, नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. So now, this such a powerful king who is an incarnation, empowered incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is said to have this humility. In the translation itself, the humility and his nectarian speeches. So he was humble despite being so powerful. And his speech was nectarian, which pleased the reciters. Generally speaking, when a powerful person is not happy with something, they may say things in a harsh way. And rightly so. I mean, they are powerful, and if things are not done the way they want it to be done, the way it is supposed to be done, they're entitled to be harsh. But here we see from this example of King Prithu that he was not only humble, but his speech was nectarian. Even though he did not like what the reciters were doing, yet he, in a very humble way, in a very nectarian way, urged the reciters to not unnecessarily or untimely glorify him when the praise wasn't due yet. Then Prabhupada says, in the same context, he says that we should learn from the Lord himself or his incarnation how to become gentle and humble. So, as leaders of Iskcon, you will, as you serve more and more, you will
be given more authority, more power to make bigger and bigger decisions. You will be overseeing more and more devotees. So please, let's always remember that no matter what our position is, how much authority we are bestowed to carry out our service, to always remain humble and anudveg karam satyahita priyam, that our speech should always be nectarian. It should not agitate the mind of others. It should be truthful. It should be pleasing. As leaders of Iskcon, you will continue to do the service that you are doing when you joined GBC College. But many of you will be coronated, like King Prithu is coronated, as zonal supervisors and then as GBCs. As you know, many of our graduates, Gauranga Prabhu from Chopati, he was in the first batch of GBC College. He was a student. He is also a trustee of the college. And his whole team basically set the curriculum for the college. They hosted GBC College in Eco Village. For first couple of years, they hosted everything for free. They did not charge anything. We didn't charge anything from the students. And he